Hi friends, it's Saturday, so that means it's time to play because you've had a long week.
I feel like I'm losing brain cells when I'm watching TikTok. TikTok's one of the most popular social media in the world. Around 20% of all internet users use the platform, creating and consuming content. Over 1 billion people use TikTok every single month, with most of its users located in the US, Indonesia, and Brazil. The majority of its users are between 10 and 19 years old, and more than 60% of all its users are female. TikTok uses a recommendation engine to create one's feed with content relevant to that person. But how does a recommendation engine work? Any recommendation engine is composed of data collection, data storage, and data filtering. For data filtering, there are different methods that can be used, like content-based filtering and collaborative filtering. In content-based filtering, the algorithm is going to recommend products that are similar to the ones already liked by the user in the past. In order to calculate that similarity, there are different approaches that can be used, like cosine similarity, Pearson's correlation, and Euclidean distance. The problem with this approach is that it's very strict, in a sense that it's never going to recommend anything that is different from what was already liked. So for example, if you like one dancing video, that's all you're gonna see after that. A better system would recommend not only based on the content itself, but also based on the user's behavior. In collaborative filtering, when a person, let's call Bubble, likes cat, sea otters, and dogs videos, and another person, Blob, likes cats, wolves, and sea lion videos, we can say with some certainty that Bubble will like sea lion videos and Blob will like dogs videos. This type of filtering is the most commonly used in industries. TikTok's never going to reveal its core processes to the public or to the tech community, so all we can do is speculate how it works behind the scenes. TikTok's system relies on a strict content classification in order to offer a reliable recommendation. So when a new video is uploaded, there is a machine review step that identifies keywords and frames and also looks for copyright infringements. If the machine tags the video as suspicious, then there is a human review step that verifies its content. If the content violates regulations, the video is deleted, the account might be suspended, and if the video is tagged as duplicated content, then the traffic is restricted. If the video is fine, it's added to the feed of a few users, and depending on the feedback, it can be completely removed from the recommendation pool or be added to more and more feeds. The more people engaged with the video, like with likes, with comments, with sharing, the longer the video is going to stay in the recommendation pool for more people to see it. So what's the problem with TikTok's recommendation system? Well, it's not the system per se. It works, it does its job pretty well. Maybe too well. The thing is, the app uses data, and a lot of data, like time of the day and location. So the app can know what you like to watch when you are in the bathroom or when you are in your bed about to fall asleep. But it also uses other types of data like your age, your gender, your career, your interest levels, your location, the country you live in. So what's the training topics around you that can be interesting. And they collect data about the scenarios, so in a sense they know what you like to watch when you're going to work, when you're at home, when you're commuting or just traveling, because your mood changes, right? And depending on your activity, you want to see different things, and the app is actually capable of identifying things you like to watch in these different occasions. That's why some people say that TikTok knows you better than yourself. So with all that information about you, the app bombards you with a non-repetitive, infinite feed of things that you will definitely like to see. It's impossible to reach the end of that feed, and even though you're not gonna see the same video twice, you're going to see the same type of content over and over. Now, before we move forward, a little disclaimer. I'm going to be talking about dissociative identity disorder and gender dysphoria, and if any of these topics are really sensitive to you, if you don't want to hear about this at this moment, all good, just please click out of this video and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Okay, so let's keep going. Why this system can actually be dangerous. Although the machinery behind the system works pretty well to identify the type of content, like if it's animals video or cars video, makeup, it can identify the topic, it does not such a good job at identifying if the video is ethically good or bad. The majority of users, which is young and female, are watching a lot of content that can be mentally damaging. For example, when female creators use these beautifier filters, they are setting an unrealistic standard of beauty. Something you find very often is these people promising miracle cures and for beauty, for acne disappearance, or for weight loss, just by drinking a magic tea or a magic coffee that happens to be very expensive. Misinformation never had a better platform to spread. It's short, it's fast, has a catchy sound music in the background, and has beautiful models selling them. But the problem goes beyond an industry that is making money out of fake products. These young people are extremely easily influenced by already influenced people, and that's where things start to get ugly. The number of young people promoting the idea that they have dissociative identity disorder or DID is alarming. Clinicians have reported an increased number of young people coming to their clinics with self-diagnosed DID after watching videos on TikTok. And in many of these cases, their symptoms began after they started using the app.
Hi, welcome to a day in the life of somebody with dissociative identity disorder. Hey, it's Art.
The thing is, DID is an extremely rare and complicated disease, mostly caused by childhood abuse and trauma, that also brings a wide range of other symptoms with it, like amnesia, self-harm, depression, even seizures. It's a very controversial disease, and actually many psychiatrists oppose to this condition. I actually found a very interesting review on this topic where the altered neuroanatomy of the brain in DID patients is discussed. But in TikTok's world, this disease seems to be spreading and romanticized and normalized. You might be familiar with the movie Split from 2016. In the movie, James McAvoy takes the role of this man that has several identities, male and female, young and old. In the movie, one personality seems to have no recollection of what happened while another personality was active. And indeed, amnesia is one of the medically reported symptoms for this disease. But I find fascinating how people in TikTok can switch personalities as more or less as they seem fit. They say they have like a mask personality that takes over them when they have to interact with other people to protect them. How convenient. Gender dysphoria is another fast-spreading topic. Gender identity and recognition typically begin between the ages of 2 and 4. In some cases, young children can experience gender dysphoria for a short period of time as part of their development. GD, like other conditions, may have some contributing factors that influence its development. There's a consensus among researchers that genetics, hormones, and environment are factors that influence GD development. Cultural changes in understanding and acceptance of gender identity have allowed young generations to be more open about gender dysphoria. With that, younger generations are more open to express aspects of themselves. But gender dysphoria is often linked to depression. Up to 50% of people with GD attempt suicide and up to 26% resort to substance abuse. Of course, this can be seen as a result of social stigma and discrimination and violence and rejection. However, only 25 to 30% of people with gender dysphoria decide to surgically transition. Nowadays, the process of transitioning has become more accessible and people are sharing their experience with it. Notes on my side, I think that's amazing. I think that's beautiful. I think everyone should be whatever they want to be. Just, everyone should be free to act as they want, dress as they want, and just be whoever you want to be. However, there's a huge pressure in social media nowadays to follow this gender-neutral way of life. Many young people that have other background issues find themselves in this warm environment, in this welcoming community, and believe that that's the solution for them as well, only to find themselves disappointed in the end, figuring out that that's not what they wanted or needed at all. When we are young, we have a certain difficulty to see long-term consequences of our choices. We have all been there, I'm pretty sure. But nowadays, we live in this world where everything is so fast. Everything comes to the point of your fingers, Everything reacts to you immediately. You see reactions online immediately. And young people that are used in living in this fast-paced environment, they don't realize how short-term wise their brain are capable to process. And they might regret paths that they chose to follow at some point. The community of detransitioners in Reddit is growing extremely fast. By the time I am recording this video, the detrans community in Reddit has more than 41,000 members, and this number doubled in the last 6 months. And to be honest, when I was going through this community, just because I was doing research for my video, it's really heartbreaking. It's terrible to see the experience they are going through.
Through the fields of our paths, feelings pass.
And even worse than anything is to find in these communities people that want to transition after they were forced by their parents to take puberty blockers. I can only imagine how painful this must be, and there are some changes that are irreversible. And transitioning itself must be terribly hard. I can only imagine how difficult it must be to detransition. Most of these detransitioners are young females that took testosterone and now they want to get back as being girls again. However, some changes just are irreversible. Testosterone is really aggressive.
But there's nothing wrong with you, physically. You've got the kind of looks that make other girls mentally ill. So stop it. You don't need any plastic surgery. You're perfect.
In this Reddit community, they did a survey with their members. Not all of them answered, of course, but from the people that answered, we can have an idea, a little bit, I would say. And people state that they started transitioning as early as 6 years old. Unfortunately, though, I also found a lot of backlash and censoring from the trans community itself, spreading the word that they are transphobic because they changed their minds and now that's transphobic. I have no idea what the hell is going on in their minds with this. It's just, I don't believe that's true.
In the community, you find discussions about how kids think that they are not the gender they are assigned at birth, try to socially transition and realize that no, they actually are what they were. You see, children and teenagers have millions of new emotions and sensations flourishing inside them, and many times they don't understand them. It feels to me that parents are just not talking to their children. The youth nowadays is having a huge difficulty with understanding their feelings. It's easier to escape your anger in another personality than deal with it. It's easier to cry if you have a sensible person taking over and later say, "It wasn't you crying, you're tough." But the truth is, it's okay to feel happy now, sad in 5 minutes, and angry in 1 hour. It's still you. You can feel more than one emotion in a day without having multiple personalities in your head.
And not just about personality, but gender. If you're a girl, it's okay to want to play video games and play football sometimes, or all the time. If you're a boy, it's okay to make drawings and hearts in your notebook. I don't know what girls do. I don't know. It's fine. It doesn't mean you're not who you were assigned at birth because you're doing something gender specific, if that's a thing. It's okay to feel in a way one day, the next another. You're going through so many changes physically. Your body is just being bombarded by hormones, in different quantities and affect people differently. So it's not a big deal. Kids shouldn't be overthinking these things, but they are due to overexposure to this content. The problem with TikTok is that if someone likes a video, let's say Fluffy Tail likes a video of someone transitioning because they are happy, they feel good about themselves, just to support them, they are going to see more and more and more and more of that content over and over again. And if they have any other similarities with other people that like this content, they're going to see what other people see as well. But honestly, the truth is, the more we see something, the more normalized it will feel. It's only human to see someone overcoming their problems, their issues, and happy, and just wonder if that solution might work for you as well. These kids need to be heard. Most of the time there's an underlying condition, mental condition, and this is not the solution, and they end up realizing afterwards anyway, and then they go through pain again. Someone has to do something. Yeah. Okay, I talked a lot. Thank you so much for watching. My big intention with this video was actually to bring a little bit of light into this topic of how the technology can be awesome but also destructive if not used properly, and I think the technology behind TikTok is really cool. It really can know more about you than yourself, but it can be dangerous, right? It can be dangerous at some point because you get into this addictive behavior, compulsive behavior of, I want to see more, I want more, that's what I like. Why am I not going to want more if that's what I like? I have zero experience with it, to be honest. I didn't enjoy the thing, but I just don't like it. I feel like I'm losing brain cells when I'm watching TikTok. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new video. Looking forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!